Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome once again to Mathematics in the Modern World. So for this week, the focus of our discussion is on set theory. We are going to discuss history, the concept about set theory, and we are going to have examples. So first, let us define what is a set. Sets are used to define the concepts of relations and functions. The study of geometry, sequences, probabilities, etc. requires the knowledge of sets. As our background history, the theory of sets was developed by George Cantor. He is a German mathematician. He first encountered sets while working on the problems on trigonometric series. By definition, a set is any collection of objects specified in such a way that we can determine whether a given object is or is not in the collection. So, in short, a set is a collection of objects. These objects are what we call the elements or the members of the set. So, we all know that the symbol for the element is this one. The following points are noted while writing the set. Sets are usually denoted by capital letters, whether it be A, B, S, N, or any other alphabet. And the elements of the set are usually denoted by small letters, whether any of those alphabets. So we have A, B, T, and others. So example of the set is here below. Another way to denote a set is using an ellipsis. So ellipsis is the three dots that we use when we are dealing with sets. For example, we have set of natural numbers. So for example, here in the first set, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we know that after 4, there are a lot of numbers we can call as natural numbers. So we are going to use an ellipsis to represent more numbers after 4. Same also with the set of integers. There are more numbers before -3 and more numbers or more members or elements of a set after +3, which is also a member of the set of integers. So we are going to represent it with an ellipsis. Same also with this one about the set of even natural numbers. Take note that sets can be well-defined. A well-defined set is a set whose contents are clearly determined. The set defined as colors would not be well-defined, while the set of colors in a standard box of 8 crayons is well-defined. Shall we say a set which is known as colors is not well-defined, but a set of primary colors is already well-defined. So there are three methods used to indicate a set. First, we have the description method. Next, we have the raster form method, and we have the set builder notation. Description. Through description means just that words describing what is included in the set. For example, set M is a set of months that starts with the letter J. Next is through the raster form method. Raster form lists all of the elements in the set within braces. So we have element 1 separated by comma, and then element 2, and then any other element. Then it is enclosed by a curly brackets. For example, set M is a set with elements January, June, and July. Then they are separated by comma and then enclosed by a curly bracket. The last one is set builder notation. Set builder notation is frequently used in algebra. We had already used this one in our previous topics about mathematical language and symbols. For example, we have M, so in this form, so it is read as Set M is a set of all the elements X, such that X is the month of the year and X starts with the letter J. Okay, examples. So we have example number 1. What is the set of all fingers? So you could have set P with the elements thumb, index, middle, ring, and little, which represent all the fingers. But take note that there are other names for these fingers. So your index finger could commonly refer to as your pointer finger. The ring finger is also known as your fourth finger, and the little finger could be referred to as your pinky finger. Thus, you could have any other form or any other list or combination of what do we call our fingers. So you could either have a lot of combinations. For example, you could have thumb, pointer, middle, fourth, and pinky finger. Any combination will do for as long as you have list down in roster form the set of all fingers. Next, example number 2, let Y be the set of all continents in the world. So what you are going to do here is to list down all of the continents in the world. So we have Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. Okay, so we need to understand different parameters which is related to sets, and let's start with the subset. A is a subset of B if every element of A is also contained in B. This is written as this one. A is a subset of B. For example, the set of integers, so from negative infinity to positive infinity, is a subset of set of all real numbers. So A is a subset of B, means if X is an element of A, then X should also be an element of B. Okay, this time we have empty set. By the name itself, this set should have no elements, and it is represented by close and open curly brackets, or we have the symbol for null. That's why empty set is also called or referred to as null set. So we have also to know that elements may also be a set. So for example, we have for the set A, it has an element 1, it has 2, it is an element which is composed of a set of 1, 3, and 5, element 3, and element which is also a set composed of 4, 6, and 8. So for this one, A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number of elements, or 5. So we have for the set B, we have element 1, 2, 3 as a set, 4, 5, 6, which is also a set. So set B has 2 elements. Then set C, we have null, we have 1, and we have 3, so it has 3 elements. Okay, next one we have set size. So it is called also as cardinality, number of elements in a set denoted by this symbol, just like an absolute value symbol, is the size of set A. So for example, if set A is having an elements 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8, then you only need to count the number of elements in a specific set, that is your cardinality. So we have cardinality of A is equal to 5. So if a set has a finite number of elements, it is a finite set. A set which is not finite is an infinite set. Next one, we have set relations. So we already know about this symbol. It is read as is a member of or is an element of. So X is an element of A. So we had already discussed about this subset. So we have this one. So now we have superset. So what is a superset? Superset is related with a subset. They are related. So A is a superset of B if every element in B is also an A. So they are related with subset, superset and subset. Proper subset. A is a proper subset with this symbol. We have A is a proper subset of B. So every element in A is also in B, such that A should not be equal to B. So there exists X such that X is an element of A, X is also an element of B, and A is not equal to B. Next one, we have proper superset. B is a proper superset. So take note of the symbol. Medyo sulianay lang silang subset. B is a proper superset of A. B is not equal to A. So sulianay lang din sila. Every element in A is also in B, and A is not equal to B. So take note of arrangement sang kung paano i-cluster ang statement. So now we have numbers and set. There are different type of numbers. Kung sa mathematics, we have cardinal numbers. So mga cardinal numbers, it answers the question, how many? So they are cardinal numbers. That's why we have cardinal or cardinality and set. So it answers the question, how many elements are there in a specific set. So next we have ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers, so it is pertaining to order. So that's why we have first, second, third, ordinal numbers. Next we have nominal numbers. They are used to name things. So for example, your driver's license or your student ID number, they are your nominal number. The cardinal number of a set, S, symbolized as this one. This is the symbol for your cardinal number, is the number of elements in set S. If S is an element blue, red, green, and yellow, so your cardinality or your cardinal number is NS is equals to 4. So if what is S is cardinal number, so it is represented by N, close and open parentheses, in the name representing a set. Two sets are considered equal if they contain exactly the same element. So take note of this one. Two sets are equal if they contain the same element. However, two sets are considered equivalent sets if they contain the same number of elements. So it is not necessarily nga dapat parehas silang nila elements kung equivalent. Basta dapat parehas sila sa number of elements. Okay, example, we have if E is a set with elements 1, 2, 3, and F having an elements 3 to 1, then the sets are equal. They are equal because they have the same elements. So the elements of set A are 1, 2, and 3. And for set F, we have 3, 2, and 1. So they are also equivalent. They are equivalent since they both have 3 elements. Next, you have set G with elements cat, dog, horse, and fish, and set H with elements 2, 5, 7, and 9. Then sets are not equal. They are not equal since they do not have the same elements, but they are equivalent since they both have 4 elements. So they have 4 elements, so they are equivalent. Next, we have the power set. Given any set, we can form a set of all possible subsets. This set is called the power set. So, notation, power set or set A is denoted by this symbol, may ka P, then open and close parentheses, then name of your set. So, for example, we have set A, nga unod lang sa iyang, or iyalang element is A lang yun. So, magsulat ka ng power set, it should be enclosed by a curly bracket, then ang imo components or ang imo elements sa sulod should be enclosed man sa curly brackets. So, tanan-tanan nga subset, i-list down mo. So, take note na ang tanan nga set, subset niya na is ang null. So, dapat list down mo as one of the elements ang null. So, we have A. So, let's start kada permi with null. And then, ano pang isa ka element? So, we have A. So, then enclose with a curly bracket separated by a comma. So that is now your power set. This time we have set A with elements A and B. So list down tanan ng elements, then enclose with curly brackets. Let's start with null kada permi, then list down ng A, dapat naka-brackets, B naka-bracket dapat, and then A and B naka-bracket. So, that is your power set. For set B, meron ka elements ng 1, 2, 3. So, start natin with null. List down ang 1. List down ang 2. List down ang 3. Then 1 and 2. 1 and 3. 2 and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. So, take note kung paano ginaplastar ang power set. So, start with null. Then, isa-isa ka elements, tag-2 ka elements, and then tag-3 ka elements. So, also, take note na kung paano paon ang number of elements sa imo power set. So, for set A, isa lang aton element. So, take note of the formula 2 raised to the power of n. Yung imo nga n is the number of elements. So, 2 raised to, pila ka element. So, for set A, may 1 lang ta ka element. So, 2 raised to 1, subot silingon, 2 raised to 1 is 2. Subot silingon ang imo nga power set, may ara 2 ka elements. This one, we have 2 ka elements. So, we have 2 raised to n, 2 times 2 raised to the power of 2. Subot silingon may ara 4 ka element. So, we have 4 ka element. So, next, we have may 3 ka elements. You have 2 raised to the power of 3. So, kung isipon niyo mo tanan, this will be 8 elements. So, 2 raised to the power of n. Tandaan lang. Okay, this time we have Cartesian product. So, tandaan natin or balikan natin ang about sa ordered pairs. List of elements in which the order is significant. So, take note kung paano natin ginasulat ang ordered pair. So, kung may ara ka set, wala na matter ang order. So, for example, A, B. So, equal lang siya Japon sa B kag A. But if we are talking with ordered pairs, so A, B is not equal sa B kag A. So, take note lang na kada permi. So, Cartesian product. Given two sets A and B, the set of all ordered pairs of the form A, B, where A is any element of A and B is any element of B is called the Cartesian product of A and B. Medyo kagamo pa sa explanation, but let us introduce it gamit ang example. So, for example, A, Cartesian product ng A kag B, wherein may ara ka set ng 1, 2, 3 for A, x, y para sa B. So, Cartesian product A, Cartesian product mo sa B. So, starting kada permi kung ano ang una nga set. So, ang una nga set is A. So, let's start with 1. 1 and x. 1 and y. 2 and x. 2 and y. 3 and x. 3 and Y. So, list down mo lang, naka-ordered pair sila sa sulod, separated by comma, and then naka-enclosed by curly brackets. So, we have Cartesian product of B and A. So, una naman ang B. So, unahon na ito ng B. X and 1, Y and 1. X and 2, Y and 2, X and 3, Y and 3. So, take note of that one. Next, Cartesian products ng B with itself. So, we have X and X, X and Y, Y and X, and Y and Y. So, that is Cartesian product. Now we have set operators. Kinahanglan ta ni balaan tanan yung mga operations nga related sa sets. So we have first the union. Union of two sets A and B is the set of all elements in either set A or set B. So we have it is having a symbol nga the letter U. So kay union letter U. So A union B, X such that X is an element of A or X is an element of B. So take note nga ang nakabutang dari is OR. Next we have intersection. Intersection sets two sets A and B is set of all elements in both sets of A or B. So suli naman siya nga U. So X is an element of A and X is also an element of B. So take note nga ang gigamit is AND. AND. So, intersection dapat ara siya sa both sets nimo. Difference. Difference of two sets A and B is the set of all elements in set A which are not in set B. So, difference of A and B, subot sila yung A minus B. So, kung ano ara sa A nga wala sa B, that is your difference. So, also called as your relative complement. Next nga set operators, we have complement. Complement of a set is a set of all elements not in this set. So, for example, it is written as A complement of C. Small letter C nga naka-exponent or pwede man nga apostrophe ang nakabutang. So, need a universe of elements to draw from. Set U is usually called the universal set. So, represented na siya per universal set kalamanan by letter U. So, set with no common elements are called disjoint. For example, may duwa ka kaset nga wala gid sila common sa ilang nga duwa, they are disjoint. So, their intersection is null. Kaya disjoint sila nga duwa. So, for example, may ara ka naman damo nga set tapos wala gid common element sa ila. They are mutually disjoint. Next one, kaya nga natin mabalaan is the universal set. A universal set is a set of sets under consideration and is denoted by U. So, universal set. The union of two sets A and B is the set which contains all those elements which are only in A, only in B, and in both A and B, and this is denoted by A union B. So, for example, may ara ka set nga composed of A, E, I, O, U. So, kabalo kita nga vowels na sila tanan. So, your set is composed of vowels. Your universal set could be the entire nga alphabet. So, ang set nimo is vowels lang, pero ang imong universal set is tanan nga alphabet. So now we have Venn diagram. So medyo na-encounter tanan ang Venn diagram sa mga junior high school parang naton kag senior high nga pag-eskwela or nga learnings in order to understand and illustrate the relationship among sets. we represent them pictorially by means of diagram known as a Venn diagram. In Venn diagrams, the universal set U is represented by a rectangular region and each of its subsets represented by a closed bounded figure. So kabalo kita nga ang kalabanan ginagamit natin nga figure is a circle. So take note of the properties na kinahanglan naton mabalaan about sets. So first you have properties sang imo nga null and yun ang kagang imo nga universal set. So we have union sang set with nothing. So kung union sang set mo kag nothing both silingon, it is equivalent to your set lang gapon. So union sang A. So take note nga kung union kung ano ang mas dako sa diri nga property number 1 kung ano ang mas dako, so amo na siya ang imong answer sa property number 1. So anong mas dako, A or ang imong null? So mas dako ang A, so your answer is A. Now union sang A with your universal set. So anong mas dako, A or universal set? So this is universal set. Intersection sang A kag sang universal set. So for intersection naman, ano ang mas gamay? So for property number 1, intersection, ano ang mas gamay? Intersection sang A kag union. So adiin ang mas gamay ang set mo, ang universal set. So mas gamay ang A, so your answer is A. Intersection sang A kag sang null. Di nang mas gamay ang set or ang null. Siyempre ang null. So your answer is null. Number 2, idempotent properties. So, union kag intersection sang set sa iya nga kaugalingon is equal sa set ng Japon. So that is your idempotent properties. Property 3, the commutative property. So, commutative property, so medyo kabalo lang taniya, basta bisan suli-sulion mo siya, same ng Japon. Associative property, so bisan hindi ko na nipag-explain, same naman sa Japon sa mathematical nga associative properties. Distributive property, so gina-distribute lang Japon. A union B, so halin diri, and A union C. Then copy lang ang operation sa tunga nila. Intersection. A intersection B, A intersection C, then copy ang symbol sa tunga nila. Next is complement. So, take note lang ng mga properties. Complement sang null is universal set. So, A kang iyang complement, union mo. So, that is universal set. So, complement of a complement. So, makancel ang duha complement. So, that will be equal to the set na lang. So, sulianay lang man sila. So, universal set, complement sa universal set is null. So, this time, intersection nila. So, isang set sa iya complement is null. So, take note of the property number 7. Medyo kinanglan tandaan, De Morgan's law. So, kung mag-De Morgan's law ka, ipasulod mo ang complement. So, ipasulod mo ang complement, then i-change mo ang operations. So, pasulod mo ang complement, A complement, B complement. Then, kung union siya, i-change mo into intersection. So, we have intersection na siya. Same also with this one. Ipasulod ng complement, A complement, B complement, then i-change lang ang operation. Ka-intersection siya, paglambot sa answer, union na siya. De Morgan's law. Next, we have absorption law. So, if you have absorption law, basta may ara ka duwa ka operations nga sulianay. Union kag intersection, may ara ka A intersection A union B. So, kung ano na ang common sa ilang duwa, that will be the answer. So, A, kami common ng A, so that is the answer. So, bisan ano pa di siyang iyang operation, basta common sila nga duwa, that is your answer. Absorption law. Ginabsorb siya. A na lang siya. Ginabsorb na siya sang A. So, example. So, A union B. So, take note nga kada permi, may ara kita rectangle to represent our universal set. So, mag-represent kita sa Venn diagram kung ano ang ginapahambal niyang statement sa muna naton i-shade. A union B, i-shade naton. So, A, shade mo ang A, shade naton ang A, then, i-union naton siya, i-shade na naton ang B. So, tanan na sila, amo na dahil ni mo nga naka-shade. So, that is A union B. Okay, for this one, A union B intersection C. A union B intersection C. So, shade natin ang kabilugan nga A. Okay, next, union mo siya kung sa intersection sang B kag C. So, intersection sang B kag C, ari ang intersection sang B kag C, ila intersection. So, that is your answer. So, isa lang ka tip para mag-answer ka sang Venn diagram or mag-shade ka sang Venn diagram, mas okay gid kung magamit ka lapis kay mas hapos sa yung mag-erase, especially kung medyo lawig na or medyo damo na ang components sa mga Venn diagram. So, this is for representation of set sa Venn diagram. Next, we have intersection of A and B. So, kung ano lang ang common sa A kag B. Kung diin lang nag-overlap, amo lang naton nga ay shade. Okay, example. So you could have a set made up of your 10 friends. So may ara kapulo ka friends. Si Alex, si Blair, si Cassie, si Drew, Erin, Francis, Glenn, Hunter, Ira, and Shane. So each friend is an element or a member of the set. It is normal to use lowercase letter for them. So since elements sila ng set, so normal ang nakagamiton ta is lowercase letters. Now, let's say that Alex, Cassie, Drew, and Hunter play soccer. So, sila niya ang hampang soccer. Si Alex, Cassie, Drew, and Hunter, so they are in the set nga named as soccer. It says that set soccer is made up of elements Alex, Cassie, Drew, and Hunter. Then, for the tennis naman, may kan man friend nga hampang tennis who have Cassie, Drew, and Jade. We can put their names in two separate circles. So for soccer, syempre kabalo na kita Alex, Cassie, and Drew and Hunter. Then for tennis, Cassie, Drew, and Jade. You can now list your friends that play soccer or tennis. So kung iimpuno ni sila naton tanan, so ang list down sa tanan-tanan ng mga members is your union. So i-list down tala ang number of so liwat list down talang tanan nga elements. So list down si Alex, Cassie, Drew, Hunter, and Jade. So kagin list down mo sila tanan that is your union. So we can put their names into two. So intersection naman kita subong. Intersection is when you must be in both sets. Kung sino lang ang common sa dua. Sino ang nag-soccer nga, nag-tennis man siya. So, ang ara lang sa dua is Cassie and Drew. So, that is your intersection. So, you can also subtract one set from another. So, that is your difference. So, for example, soccer minus tennis. So, kung sino ang ara lang sa soccer, nga wala siya sa tennis. So, ang ari lang sa soccer nga wala sa tennis is Alex and Hunter. So, that is your difference. So, medyo simple lang ang mga problems ang gin-present natin, but this will still be the same nga principles ang gamito natin bisan mag-solve kita sang medyo complex ng mga problems. So, that's all for this week about set, Yuri. So, thank you once again. Stay safe, good everyone, and God bless.